Alright, fuckers, welcome back to, what the fuck? What is the name of the series? Practicing Portraits, an artwod roadmap. Who am I? I'm Viggy. What can I draw like? I can draw like this from imagination. Part 55 of my live stream, check it out. Right, I've been drawing for 3 years and almost 5 months, come next week. Emphasis on the come. And with that being said, grab your pen, grab your pencil, draw along. Artwod, artwod, artwod. I am a shill, fuck. I am a shill, I'm a dick writer, but I'm not affiliated, right? If you want to learn how to draw from imagination and become an excellent draftsman, right? Because I have a lisp, but just fucking just draw a log. Just draw a log. Jesus Christ. Okay, just use these videos as actionable steps to draw along. And to be very clear, I did not feel like drawing. Like I always do this. I mentally masturbate over drawing all the fucking time. But I don't know why I said time like that, but all the time. But then when it comes to actually doing the work, immediately my mind is like, oh, but why don't you shower first, my friend? But why don't you just wait, right? Why don't we just not do it? So I understand. Now get the fuck up your ass, off your ass, and please draw along. Okay, we're all capable of putting in effort. I truly believe you are, 100% as well. So let's do it to it. Let's do it to it, right? We all want money these days. I'm especially broke. I'm actually I'm unemployed, right? Anybody hiring? But anyways, what am I doing? I'm looking at a portrait. I'm looking at I'm looking at a portrait. I'm putting a box over that portrait reference on my iPad, right? In my mind, I'm projecting a sphere inside that box. I'm projecting center lines inside the sphere inside the box. I'm also, for every visible plane, trying to calculate the center line of that plane as well as the ellipse of that plane. Basically, this fuckery is what I'm trying to consistently visualize on this scale, right? And this is extremely fucking difficult, all right? Art is a working memory skill. As long as you are taxing your working memory, i.e., the 4 to 5 plus things you try to hold in your mind consistently and calculating, you are drawing, okay? Right now, I am drawing because I've already started looking at the portrait reference and trying to calculate a box and a sphere inside the box. And this is very difficult. Again, my mind does not want to spatially reason, okay? Nobody's mind technically wants to spatially reason to this extent. But that's why it's a skill, and sheer effort is what's going to give us, over decades, the output that we're looking for, which is why, again, we can only focus on the now, the present, and fucking Jesus Christ made a mark by accident, right? And yeah, just keep trying. Well, it's the same shit I always say, but one thing I did notice, because I was looking at some of my old videos, because I remember that I was kind of quieter, like way quieter, and it's all playlisted now. So if you go to year 3, my year 3 playlist, right? If you click on any of the first half of that playlist, right, and maybe even a bit more of the second half, but definitely the first half of that playlist, in general, you'll notice that I wasn't as rambunctious as I am now. And first I was like, do I miss the old Viggy? Has Viggy changed? Am I not the same guy anymore? But no, this is actually just who I am. I just was incapable, and this is actually a reflection of the skill that I have built, which is talking while drawing, but I was incapable of talking as quote unquote articulately, right, fluently as I am now, while doing the act of thinking, right, while thinking about spatial reasoning. And it goes to show it's purely just sheer effort and constantly trying to get better at that skill, because right now not only am I doing much more intensive spatial reasoning, clearly it's from what I stated, right, but I'm also talking at a faster pace, and I'm hopefully explaining myself better in these recent videos, right? So yeah, it's literally just time. But yeah, maybe I do miss the old Viggy. I was much quieter, and I was much I was more tame, you know. Not in the things I said, but in the way I said them. I talked a bit quieter, and I was really trying to focus on what I was trying to do. But I don't do that anymore because I can literally just speed up my fucking speech. I ain't no bitch. I ain't no bitch. Papa don't raise any man. My dad actually didn't raise me at all. I was raised by my mother, right? He was quite absent in my life, stroking his mustache as a South Asian father does, right? South Indian specifically. But I mean, I think it was worth it, right? Childhood neglect, but a very pristine follicular attachment to his upper lip, right? I mean, I'd fucking sacrifice my child in a heartbeat if it meant I had a nice mustache for the rest of my life. Unfortunately, I don't have the option yet, so gotta wait a few years and then I sacrifice my child. If everything goes well and government handouts continue to occur, right? Homelessness is the new meta, right? But anyways, I can't think right now. I need to fucking shut the fuck up. Me saying that my skill of talking while drawing is working, meanwhile I can't see shit, right? But yeah, I'm still looking at the reference, right? But let's see. Yeah, see, I'm just trying to think about that plane, and maybe I'm ghosting too fast, right? Maybe I am ghosting too fast, but it's time to actually like try to see properly because I'm not actually. You know what? It is the ghosting that I'm doing right now is not conducive to the visualization I'm trying to have. What I need to do is I need to see this fucking sphere inside this box. That's what I need to see. And as you can see, the fucking my lines are very, very mediocre, right? Like incredibly mediocre, and it's just through effort. I mean, I can keep saying the same thing over and over, and I have no problem with it because it truly is through effort. And again, I have this problem where, see, I can't bring that plane up because my mind keeps thinking, again, proportionally, my mind is like, oh yeah, I don't have space here. When I do, I literally could have just moved it up, but I didn't, right? And I still have to fit a perfect sphere inside of here, bars, right? And that is also extremely difficult. But again, it's all about trying, and I keep losing the perspective. Like I genuinely keep losing the perspective, which is why. Let me try making that a bit wider. I think this is pretty decent in terms of if I were to fit a sphere in here. Again, the rhyming top tier. I didn't mean to do that one. But if I do need to fit a perfect circle in here, right? I'm trying to, again, the larger it gets, the harder it is to maintain said visualization, right? That's just a fact. Like the harder, the more you have to expend energy towards expanding the scale of what you're drawing, the more difficult it gets to retain that scale, right? And to visualize it consistently. And again, while I'm drawing these lines, I still have to zoom out. That's another really difficult skill because it's all skills, it's all fucking skills, right? It's to zoom out. And again, don't forget that I'm literally trying to tax my working memory while I'm talking, by the way. While I'm talking, I'm running two parallel lines of thought. But anyways, actually what I did want to talk about is the fact that, yes, I've literally gotten better at thinking while drawing, thinking while talking specifically, sorry, not even thinking while drawing, but I literally have gotten better, and it's purely because I've been consistently trying to do it for a year and 4 months now, because I believe that's how long this channel has been going on for, right? But at this point, and it's honestly a testament to just effort once again. I think I had a couple other things I want to talk about as well. Yeah, I obviously go constantly between ending up talking purely for reminders for myself, being like, it's about effort, to then making stupid ass jokes, right? And that's the thing I miss as well. I do miss the old Viggy. Old Viggy used to make stupid racist jokes, and that guy, he no longer made stupid racist jokes. So I'm gonna try my best to bring it back. We want to be polarizing, right? We want a small subset of minorities, literally, but yeah, we want a small subset of people who are like, this guy's funny and we shouldn't take him too seriously because he's just saying stupid shit. And we want the vast majority to be like, I can't believe he said that, right? And thus, all attention is good attention. Genius. But anyways, yeah, this is extremely taxing on my brain, and I haven't been able to calculate as well as I would like, but I'm trying now. Like, this box actually kind of reduces a bit of the cognitive load. Not that that's what I'm seeking to reduce cognitive load, but it's a fact that it has reduced it, right? So while I'm talking again, I'm trying to visualize the sphere, the center lines, and try to calculate especially the vertical and horizontal center lines, right? Because that is extremely difficult. And again, I'm trying to project the sphere and get it properly, but honestly, I love this. I fucking love this. This is literally what I live for. This level of difficulty is genuinely what I live for, because everybody's capable of this. That's the beautiful part, is like, we are all capable of doing something that is very difficult. Are we all capable of doing it with a smile on our face? No, but are we all capable of training ourselves to simply enjoy the sheer effort that we put towards these tasks? Yes. How? Because I'm doing it. I'm no fucking nobody, right? So I genuinely believe everyone is capable of doing difficult things. And if you don't find this to be difficult, wonderful, do it 100 times, right? Do it 100 times to prove to yourself that it's not difficult. But you'll likely find that you actually do not have the capability to do this 100 times. And by this, what do I mean? Visualize the box. Visualize a perfect circle, i.e. a sphere inside the box, right? Visualize the center lines, horizontal and vertical, which are contouring along the box, inside the sphere, inside the box. Visualize this fuckery, right? Visualize the center lines. Visualize the diagonal lines as well that that reinforce the center lines. Visualize the ellipses in each plane that reinforce the contour of the ellipse, contour of the vertical and horizontal contour of the sphere, right? And just from all of that, I hope you can understand that this is what I mean by taxing your working memory. And there's another thing that those of you who are on this path with me, or who want to draw along with me, or just constantly trying, need to understand, right? It is normal for your brain to consistently flicker. Like, my brain is constantly fucking flickering. Constantly. Like, I genuinely cannot see anything, right? Like, I'm solid like 60, 70% of the time, you know? 60, 70, 60, 70. See, I don't even know that meme. I still haven't seen the video whatsoever. I only know it purely through my friends being fucking dipshits about it, right? But I can't really see much, but I'm constantly trying to calculate. So there's something called output regression, which is your ability is when you are trying your absolute hardest, you actually you regress below the means, which is your natural ability, right? So like if you're here, and this is generally what you can do with all the training you did for your spatial reasoning, and you're trying to get here, and you're putting in so much effort to be here, that when you're at the peak of discomfort, you actually go here. And here is when your synapses are firing, be like, what the fuck, how do we do this, we need to strengthen things, we need to remove things, we need to, you know, strengthen the myelin sheath, like all these things, dendrites, axons, whatever bullshit. But the point is neuroplasticity. That's how it occurs, and it's through sheer effort. I'm gonna rest my brain. I encourage you to do so as well, because the gap effect is also part of learning efficiently when you're fucking average as shit like me, or below average, also, because I'd like to believe I'm average to below average, in terms of just quote-unquote natural ability, right? But please, rest your brains. Rest your brains! Okay, cool. I'm still concerned. I don't know why my voice got so high pitched. I do believe I've been calculating this incorrectly, actually. Yeah, see, it should be higher ups. Again, I've been getting the center line wrong. Yeah, it should be higher up. There you go. See, that's still something I need to work on. This is where the center line is, right? And that kind of fucked with everything else. I believe. I could be wrong with that as well, but it seems like that's where it is, right? And again, now I have to reconstruct, because the biggest thing with visualization, it's not about how long you can hold it, which is obviously an important part. What our brains excel at is reconstructing, right? Reconstructing is where our brains excel. So we need to constantly remind ourselves, and again, like now that I'm drawing these features, boom, immediately I am gonna struggle now, because I am now thinking about drawing features, right? We're trying to draw features. That is really difficult, right? I'm not even getting this girl's face right, for she has slits for eyes, and I'm absolutely bastardizing that. Now, some might call that racist. Some might call it abhorrent behavior. But me, I would call it despicable behavior. For I think she should focus on opening her eyes and making sure that her hands are on the steering wheel? Jesus Christ, I fucked my entire joke up. Steering wheel. I was gonna be like, oh, that's what I told my girlfriend. She's also Asian. Look at me, I'm a racist. But if you can't even be good at being a racist, can you even be good at not being a good racist? Which is good, right? It's truly a question of all time, you know? And now here's the part where I'm gonna deflect and be like, but look, I'm brown, I have shit for skin. That means I have to shower 5 times a day, ha 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 ha. It's all gone to shit, bro. I'm really not cut out for this, TBH, right? Controversy, it's not in my blood. But poo-poo is, get it? Because I'm brown. Fucking, it's done, just don't try. Alright, you had your moment, okay? It was gonna shine thoroughly, you were gonna attract a lot of Nazis, and then they would have been like, we're validated. And then in this moment, I would have been like, no, you're not validated, actually, because you're not Hindu. You don't have the right to use the swastika, that's my thing, alright? And then we would have gone on a whole tirade. Tirade. God damn it, those women's eyes are actually asymmetrical, her eyebrows are asymmetrical, so I keep making them asymmetrical because it's accurate, but then it fucks with me because it's actually inaccurate compared to objectively, you know, just the perspective in general, right? God damn it. God fucking damn it. But anyways, I'm struggling a lot to see yeah, there you go. The ghosting is helping, but I was gonna say I'm struggling a lot to see the contours of the sphere. Genuinely, I'm struggling a lot to see it, but This is good. This is really good. This is very nice. Failed attempts at racism aside, to be honest, right? I mean, again, like, not only am I trying to think about intense spatial reasoning, I'm also trying to talk and explain that I'm thinking about intense spatial reasoning, right? Oh, and I think I should be very clear that, like, what I'm struggling with. Right now, I'm struggling with drawing these features onto the box while holding the sphere inside the box and also calculating the center lines, while also calculating the ellipse, while also projecting the ellipse outward and seeing the internal contour of vertical and horizontal of the sphere. But while I mention that, because I'm reinforcing to myself that that's what I'm trying to see, it's getting slightly better, maybe like 5%, but it's extremely taxing on my mind, all right? And while I'm doing all of that, I'm trying to be racist. Like, bro, it's not easy, god damn it. Hashtag sadness. I don't know where I was going with that. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Shit. See, I can't even come up with jokes. This is the thing. Not only do I spend half my time mentally masturbating about drawing, I also spend the other half mentally masturbating about the funny jokes I can come up with while I'm drawing. And then they all go to shit. See? Oh, I completely fucked up her face. Right? The Harvard professors are in for a shock when there's... Jesus Christ, my line fucked up too. Oh god. Yes, that's so off. So off. I keep fucking up her lips. Jesus Christ, bro. I keep giving her fucking... Just what is this? Her lips are not like this whatsoever. But you can see I struggle with this angle a lot, right? Yeah, the Harvard professors who are going to study this channel as a as a beacon of neuroplasticity in the future are gonna have their work cut out for them, editing every fucking like half the word I say. They'd be like, why is he so funny? We can't handle it. Oh, he's so funny. It's also gonna be a great case study into how to be cancelled effectively, right? So let's see. How long will my brown skin shield me for? That's the real question. We have to see. He is male, but he is ethnic. But he is ugly. But he is funny. What do we do? What do we do? But nobody's thinking that. I'm hopefully hoping. What the fuck? I'm hoping people are thinking that. Like, oh, I love him too much. He's so funny. The reality, instant ban, right? Say goodbye to all your spatial reasoning skills. But or at least like recording it. Okay, so now comes the really difficult part, which is translating this all over. I'm a failed racist, bro. I give up. Okay, back to being normal. I tried. It wasn't for me. I'm not talented enough, okay, to be naturally racist. So we have to go back to the drawing board. Or in my case, Twitter. What are they saying? What lessons can I take away? What behaviors? What are the skills involved? Okay, I need to stop fucking with their nose. Jesus Christ. It's not about the features right now, it's just about the spatial reasoning. Fucking hell. Okay, so because I drew this here, I don't even have space here. But I might actually, if I bring this up. See, I do have space, I just need to stop being a bitch. But now comes the difficult part. Emphasis on the difficult part. Haha, you thought I was gonna do the whole, like, emphasis on the thing? No, please, I'm not that predictable, god damn it. But anyways, okay, so I need to obviously... okay, what is the difficult part about this? What am I going to be extensively struggling with? Okay, all my bullshit aside, my stupid jokes aside, like, obviously I'm trying to help. I'm trying to explain and I'm trying to help, right? So, all my bullshit aside, right? Let's see. Okay, so what am I thinking about? First, I'm trying to translate this exact box over here, right? And it's very difficult to maintain the proportion of something, and then the second, like, to literally, essentially, duplicate and create a visualization and bring it here. That's already very difficult, and I'm barely doing that. Genuinely, I'm barely doing that. And then it's also very difficult to maintain the proportion of that thing that you duplicated. It's also very difficult to ensure that it stays in the exact same spot that you tried essentially moving it to, like relocating it to, right? Because what we're doing right now is we're literally visualizing the difficult part, right? Which is the box, the sphere inside the box, the center lines, vertical and horizontal, inside the sphere inside the box, and then also fucking calculating the butt fuckery that is this, of like every single center line of each plane, right? As well as the ellipse of each plane. But the main thing is, clearly, is I have to keep seeing the box and the sphere inside the box, right? And I struggle with that greatly. But that's the thing, that's because my working memory is extremely taxed right now, and I'm trying to see something that doesn't exist. Let's not forget that, by the way. What we're trying to do, what you're trying to do is you're trying to see something that does not exist, and yet you are forcing it to exist in your mind on the page, whatever combination you visualize or logic your way through spatial reasoning, right? The point is you're putting a fuck ton of effort into that, and I need to take a step back because like I'm trying so hard, it's just not happening, right? So what we need to do is stop. Okay, try again, try to reconstruct it. And already I can see it slightly better because that refresh is very necessary for our brains, right? And I need to see the center line, right? And another thing is like zooming out. I need to be able to consistently zoom out and see that sphere. So the thing is like, even in what you don't see, but what I'm trying to see in this visualization is like, when I go to then suddenly trying to calculate the center line of this plane, which is supposed to be the same as this one, right? That I'm trying to visualize, what I'm ghosting, I suddenly lose, you lose the forest for the trees, right? Like, yeah, I'm losing the overall picture, but this is what I'm trying to focus on, and it's so easy to forget. It is so easy to forget everything. I'm telling you, like, it is absolutely, and because I keep forgetting everything, and this is why we're in output regression. We are cognitive load theory, right? We're taxing our working memory. That is spatial reasoning, right? And on top of that, my fucking lines go to shit too. Like as you saw here, I've consistently fucked up her lips every time. Every time I've consistently fucked up her lips, and that's because I keep getting the proportion wrong, and it's also because every time I try to like do the bottom part of her lip, my hand just spazzes because that angle is very difficult. Now that I looked here, I've completely lost the box. So again, gotta look, take a step back and be like, okay, create it again. Right? And it's all mental work, by the way. It's all mental work, and that's why it's difficult, and that's why it's worthwhile, right? And again, my pen is going to shit, but this is why I'm an advocate of trying your fucking hardest, because really all we can control is the effort we put in, because I cannot control, I genuinely right now, I cannot control anything but the effort I put in. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. I can't control it, and therefore I'm going to stop trying to control it, right? But I can consistently try to control. Okay, so what am I struggling with right now? I'm struggling with calculating the center line based on the plane for the ellipse, right? While also keeping the ellipse in mind. I'm really, 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 really fucking struggling with that, right? Like genuinely my brain is, I can't do it. And that means I'm losing the ellipse, I'm losing the center line, I'm losing this, inside the sphere, everything, losing that, right? So it's a struggle, and that's why it's worthwhile. Therefore, I must continue to strive. Because right now, what I need to do, and what you need to do if you're struggling with something, is you need to lean into it. You really need to absolutely lean into it, okay? And it's gonna be difficult. You're gonna feel like you're not making any progress, okay? Because I don't feel like I'm actually understanding anything, because I'm literally trying to see this sphere, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm leaning into this feeling of not knowing what the fuck I'm doing, but still creating these little markers, right? And each time I create a marker, I'm trying to re-reference the front plane while also making sure my entire sphere is calculated appropriately, right? And then you fucking Hail Mary and you draw the line, right? Like I understand, like I get it. Trust me, I fucking get it. And that was already a mistake. Easily could have been a mistake actually, but it wasn't, because again I didn't understand what I was doing, so it wasn't actually a mistake, but I did fuck up what I did, right? So, and what was the fuck up is like the fact that I lost the box and I lost the front plane, but that doesn't stop us, right? That doesn't stop us, because I can try my best to essentially see it again, right? Try my best. Not succeed to such a huge degree, but try my best, right? And let's see. Yeah, like that's extremely difficult. I don't know what the fuck I did. I genuinely don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I can't see anything, so I'm gonna rest my brain, because See, because I'm not just focusing on spatial reasoning, by the way. I'm also trying to design on top of it. What does that mean? That means that on top of the system of spatial reasoning, which is these fucking 15 layers of things I constantly have to calculate, hold in proportion, make sure they're consistent, I also have to, when I design, literally think about the spatial reasoning, maintain that, and now there's another system that I'm trying to work in my cognitive like my working memory, right? Like the cognitive load, which is ideation, decision making, different ratios, right? And constantly trying to visualize that on top of the spatial reasoning. So, like, I'm telling you, it's completely normal to feel like your mind is like, what the fuck, I can't think of anything. But you have to lean into that, and that's how you get better. And after you lean into it for a little bit, now we stop and we take a break, i.e. the spacing effect. Rest your brain with me. Okay, see, now we're back and we're going to try again, right? Again, we're gonna try again. Are we gonna succeed? Who fucking knows and who fucking cares, right? Because if success is the metric, you failed immediately. Think about that, okay? If success is our metric, we've already failed because success is not ever going to occur. You know, we're never succeeding. We're simply reducing the amount of errors that we output. Okay? So think about that again. We're not ever succeeding in learning. We are simply, and this was already a mistake because this was too wide and I didn't fix this properly because I didn't see the angle as well as I could have, right? Because again, like what is this angle? This angle is derived from this top angle, right? And I already made a mistake here, you know, like this is not correct whatsoever. It doesn't follow the top plane at all. So I had to kind of like finesse it. And again, I couldn't see it, right? I can't see it. I just cannot see it. And that's completely normal, but it is the errors, okay? So I'll say that again. Like it is not, let me try this 1 second. Because I do need to try to reason my way through this. Hold up. Maybe if I add some multiple rounding? Maybe. Because I'm trying to even it out, obviously. And you can see my lines are, and again, while I'm doing this, I'm really barely seeing the box, but I need to keep reinforcing to myself that this is all based on the box, right? And again, like, because this is a very tiny, like, basically what it must have. See, I can't think, but this is a very small detail that I'm trying to focus on, right? Therefore, I lose the general perspective, and that is normal, right? And again, same thing, let me try something like, because I want to keep, obviously I want to reinforce this perspective as much as possible. And I completely lost the box, so we have to take a step back and be like, okay. So, well, this perspective is already wrong. Now that I look at it, this is so wrong compared to this. Look at that, look how wrong that is. Like this perspective, holy shit, it's completely off. And I just noticed that, I want to be very clear. Like I just noticed that, right? So what does that say? It's extremely difficult to think, right? It is incredibly difficult to think while drawing. It's incredibly difficult to think, period, right? Like it's just really, really, really hard. But much like myself. But anyways, I tried. But let's see. Okay, so I do have a decent idea of the sphere at this point, but I still need to calculate a fuck ton of things, right? We need to calculate a lot, because I completely changed the angle, right? So I need to recalculate this in my mind while ensuring that the center line is accurate. Well, the center line is actually, I'm getting pretty decent at the center line, which is nice, right? But I also need to ensure that whatever I draw has, what can I do? That's what I'm trying to think. Like, what can I do? Because, see, like, I'm trying to focus on shape ideation. When I'm saying what can I do, I'm thinking while keeping the box and the sphere and the center lines in mind and all the calculations that occur with that, what can I do and again, what I'm doing right now while I'm talking is I'm trying to calculate the outer edge of the box in relation to the sphere to ensure that it is projected and it is contained correctly, right? And I think that's a bit better. But again, like I completely fucked up. Yeah, I have changed the orientation a bit. It's tilted a bit more down, but that doesn't mean everything has to change, right? That does not mean everything has to change, especially if this is the same. That just means that we're seeing a lot more of this curve, I believe, right? A lot more of the top curve. See, my brain is fucking fried right now. My brain, and again, I'm trying to lean into this, right? I'm trying to lean into this. Lean on me, I need you to fly again. Great song. It was really random. Somebody came in my grade 8 class, some girl, and just, I don't even know what she was part of. She just sang it and then she left. I think it was like some event. But anyways, take a step back. This is completely unrelated. But yeah, that song's been stuck in my head ever since. Okay, now I'm gonna try to reconstruct it again. And see, like, because I changed the perspective, like, especially this top plane, you can see it's a much more drastic angle. Like, this is what I've done here compared to this, right? Like, this is the difference. So that's huge. But that means we see the top plane more. That means I need to reconstruct the sphere to be more drastic, right? Or like, sorry, see, I can't think. The horizontal center line inside the sphere to be more pronounced, right? It's more like this now. Something like that rather than this, right? Huge difference. This is in this box, which is here, but now this, again, keeping this plane the same, is in that box, right? So like, even again, like, you can see I didn't do it properly, but the point I'm trying to make is, like, I have to reconstruct this. And I've already fucking tried establishing something here, so this is obviously fucking with me as well. But I think the main thing I should be doing is something like that. That might be a bit too much, but I have committed. And now we have to... Oh yeah, we can just do something like this. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. And again, this is when I have to see the box as well as I can. Okay, so what are we gonna do here? Well, I could just do this, to be honest. And this will allow me to make the sphere a bit better, or sorry, the center line a bit better. I genuinely don't know what the fuck I'm doing, I'll be honest. Like, I'm struggling so hard right now to see everything. Like, I'm genuinely struggling so hard. Dude, I can't see the box. I can't see the box anymore, it's gone. Okay, so I have to stop, take a step back. Okay, let's try to reconstruct it now, right? Try to see the center line, try to see everything. Again, like, this is, you have to remember, I'm trying to calculate 15 things in my mind, okay? At all times. And I don't have the ability to do any of that right now. But yet, by the way, yet. Power of yet, right? And again, every line I put down has to reinforce what I do not know and what I do know, right? So that is a difficult part to this as well. And I love it. I fucking love this to my core, right? Because this is what creates, like, this is genuinely what creates the growth. Like, this is actually what creates it. Nothing else compares to this feeling of pure and utter struggle. I don't think literally anything in life compares to this feeling of sheer struggle. And I live for this because I've trained myself to live for this, right? It's not something I was born with. I have trained myself to essentially equate this immense struggle with joy. Okay? And so if I can do it, you know what's coming next? You know what I'm gonna say? Oh, he's gonna do the thing. You can do it. You can do it. All right? Simple as that. If I can do it, you can do it. And more than anything, why can't you do it? If your reasoning is, I don't want to put that effort in, then say that. But if you're gonna say some stupid shit like I'm incapable, that's a mindset issue. That's a mindset, that's an effort issue. That's not a reality. It's actually not bad what I've designed, considering I can't fucking see anything. So, gotta keep reconstructing while I see the sphere. Okay, so this clearly isn't the center, and I fucked up the sphere a little bit, or a lot of bit. But see, like this, first of all, this curve, that's a mistake, right? Where it's too pronounced. Should be a lot more subtle. This also was too pronounced. Should have been a lot more subtle. But we made the mistake and we live with it, because that's life, right? So deep, so utterly deep. Oh, Viggy said, if you make mistakes, you live with it. That's life. I'm gonna hold that straight in my nethers. But either way, and like again, everything I draw has to be reinforced with the box and the sphere inside the box, right? So that's another really beautiful yet difficult thing. And I'm saying beautiful because it's difficult, you know what I mean? Like, if it wasn't difficult, then it would be nothing. Like, it literally would be nothing and it would not matter. But now, because it's difficult, I have the opportunity, right? The opportunity to be like, what the fuck am I trying to say, right? I have the opportunity to be like, what goddamn Sam hell am I even saying right now? Darn sure. Anyways, fucking my retardation aside, again, I have to keep trying to calculate this against the perspective that I've already established. The perspective, I don't know why I said perspective like that, but the perspective that I've already established. Look at that, I can just do my own soundbite over and over, that I've already established, very good. And anyways, now I can choose how I want to, there you go. Something like that. Oh, my parents are home. Well, I did tell them specifically that to not bother me and that I would help them because they're back from Costco and that would help them. I don't know if you can hear them, how good the noise canceling on my microphone is, but yeah, that I'd help them once I am done with my drawing session and to not lift any heavy shit. Oh, see, I fucked that up. Look at that. Too wide. Right? Way too wide. Now, is there a way to fix this? I don't think so. So we leave it. Right? But again, like I'm really trying to ensure that everything I draw is being cross-referenced and analyzed in my mind. Emphasis on the anal. With the perspective that I'm already establishing, like with the box. Right? Fucking hard, man. It's so hard. I'm actually gonna rest my brain right now because this is incredibly difficult. And I love it. I love it, and you can love it too. Oh yeah, I encourage you to rest your brain as well, please. Yeah, I don't know how much of that banging around you can hear. That's the fucking worst part about living in the basement is that every noise just travels through, you know? Especially that one. But yeah, you might be wondering, how can I learn to love the difficult part about learning, right? Like how? Because you say this, and you've actually mentioned it a million times, but because I'm retarded, I actually don't know how. Well, my fellow low IQ individual, and yes, fellow, because I too am just like you, I don't know how to learn, I don't know how to enjoy things, right? But here's what I do, okay? And this is all based on neuroscience. There's a podcast by Andrew Huberman, which really helps to clarify this as well, right? But it's literally, by the way, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. Like, I don't know how to, I'm actually really struggling how to spatially reason this. And you have to remember, like, I'm thinking about design right now, but I'm still trying to see a goddamn box with a sphere inside the box. And I actually have been struggling to see that consistently. So I've just been trying to reinforce it as much as I can, right, with my design, but it's very difficult. It's extremely fucking difficult to do this. And it's probably not even accurate, right? It's probably not even accurate, but I have to try anyways, right? But anyways, like, I don't know how to, because, okay, this is already misaligned. I think I can see that now. But I've been struggling with trying to zoom out. Like I've been really struggling, okay? What does that mean? And I will get to like, how do you enjoy the effort? Like, give me a second. But I've been really, really, really fucking struggling with trying to zoom out, right? And look, by the way, it's been 39 minutes just for this, right? So there's a reason that I also, I guess, espouse taking your time, right? Because it's really the only thing we have is to try to understand what the fuck we're drawing, right? And if we don't take the time to understand it, we end up with a poor understanding of what we're trying to do, right? Now that might seem like a Dodoe moment, but I genuinely do encourage you to take as much time as possible. Now, I don't even know if I've done this right. I don't think I have. Like, this looks super off because my brain is struggling so much to hold everything in it right now. Like, it's genuinely struggling so fucking much. And only now am I, like, trying to calculate it again. Only now am I trying to calculate everything I've mentioned before again, right? But, like, while I do this, again, like, every line I put down, I have to cross-reference with the 3D model I'm trying to build in my head. And yeah, this is way too long. I see now, like this is definitely way too long. I should have created it here. This should have been closer. Yeah, because this is a lot closer here. See, my brain could not comprehend that I need to move this closer because I thought it'd be messing with the perspective and it'd be clipping through this, right? Like it couldn't comprehend that this cylinder is in front of this and that makes sense. It couldn't comprehend that because while it was trying to comprehend that, it was also trying to make sure that there's a relative box here, which is also being barely visualized, to be clear. Like it's being barely visualized, okay? So yeah, that's why this side is much longer than this side, and that's a beautiful mistake. Because what do? How do we enjoy it? We do our best to not make mistakes. We put as much effort as we can. We inevitably make mistakes because we do not have the skill that we expect to have, or the standards we hold ourselves to, right? The standards we hold ourselves to. And then when that happens, that's when you attach dopamine to errors. What does that mean? You literally just fucking feel good, however you do. For the first 2 years, for the first year and a half to 2 years, I would just have a shit-eating grin while I was making a fuck ton of mistakes. But now it's just I can just literally force a general vague wave of feeling good throughout my body, right? And the thing is, again, it doesn't fucking matter if this is legit or not, even though it is, right? But it actually does not matter because it's still beneficial to have a positive mindset around learning, you know? Like it doesn't matter. Like it literally doesn't matter whether it is legit or if it isn't legit, right? Because you, I assume, would much rather prefer to have a positive, again, I'm trying to think right now, but have a positive mindset towards learning than not. Am I mistaken in that? You want to enjoy learning rather than not enjoying learning, right? So shut the fuck up and just practice this, right? Shut the fuck up and just practice this. Shut the fuck up and improve your mindset. Work on the skill, because it's a skill of improving your mindset. And just watch how much better you get in terms of an individual that tries. Because again, that is the metric. You're trying, okay? That's the only metric that matters, is that you're trying. Hashtag Viggy Inspires, god damn it. And again, I can barely understand these contours. I'm telling you, I don't understand any of this. Like, I'm trying so fucking hard, but do I get it? No, I do not get it. I genuinely don't get it at all. But that's why trying, again, is the only metric we can measure ourselves by. And I'm really struggling to see everything right now. I'm genuinely really struggling to see everything right now. And again, my hand's fucking covering my own goddamn made-up perspective grid, so it's very difficult. Right? But it's like I don't even know where the design goes from here. I genuinely don't. But I'm really trying hard to see that box. I'm really, really, really fucking trying so hard, bro. It's so fucking difficult. Like, I cannot explain. I mean, I can explain. I've been doing my goddamn best to explain how difficult it is. But, I mean, and it's also kind of like it's a duty to explain how difficult this is at this point, right? Because when I am great, many people will certainly ascribe my skills to talents because it is convenient to say that, right? It is convenient to say he is talented. It is convenient to say that anybody who's spent thousands of hours getting somewhere to be talented Therefore, this repository, this archive, will essentially be a giant middle finger, a giant go fuck yourself to any dipshit that calls it talent, right? That's another beautiful goal, right? That's just a nice little side thing, but like it's, oh dude, I'm struggling so hard. Cause like, okay, another skill, completely fuck that topic. We all know how I feel about talent, okay? But another thing I'm really gonna struggle with right now, and I've been struggling with is, okay, so you see the sphere, right? Every single thing I've put over this sphere that I've been trying to visualize inside the box with the center lines, every single thing has been an absolute obstruction, okay? What do I mean by that? It means they get in the way of me visualizing the sphere. So a sphere is a perfect circle, right? You see how, and you might not notice this, but if you don't, your eye can improve. If you do, congrats, your eye is already there. Now it's just about building the skills, right? But everything can be improved. But anyways, that's beside the point. This sphere, I know objectively, is something like this. Right, like it's like a perfect sphere. But because this obstruction exists, and because I'm trying to spatially reason how it's turning with these obstructions in mind, like how the curve is going, my hand naturally wants to do something like this, where it's like connecting it in a retarded way. But it needs to be very smooth and very subtle, right? It needs to be something like that, right? So what I need to do is to be able to visualize how this sphere turns in perspective, or like continues its curve despite the obstructions that are occurring. And I think I've gotten it now. I think actually like this right here is not that bad, because that is turning correctly, I believe, right? That is following the contour, and I'm trying to the best of my ability, respect the overall fluid curve of it. Let me just let me just close this, because that is closed, right? And let me just do something like this as well, of course, because we want to just create more random designs that we don't understand. Because that's how we do it. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. And again, you can see by the way, while I'm drawing this, I've completely lost the box. And now that I've said it, I've forced myself to try to see the box again. And the center lines. But I've literally forgotten, or just been unable to hold anything in my mind. I want that to be very, very incredibly fucking clear. And again, I fucked up the perspective here, right? So when I achieve what others would perceive as mastery, I want you to turn to this specific moment and be like, oh, he just kept struggling, okay? I do not want any dipshit to ever say anything along the, I mean, you always will. There'll always be dipshits saying anything. That was not bad. This is actually like not bad at all. I mean, the design is very muddied and honestly kind of shit, but the like the actual spatial reasoning is genuinely something, even though because I struggled with it, it's even more worthwhile, right? It's not bad. There's definitely a decent amount of misalignments that I see. Oh, that's because this is not coming out like it should be, right? There you go. There you go. Something like, it's like right there. And then what is that? What's happening here? I guess it's just going back. Yes, whatever. But yes, there will always be dipshits. Wait, what was I saying? Yeah, I just don't want people to ever, not just me, by the way, anybody who's good at art. This is the work. This is the boring middle, and it lasts for thousands of hours, okay? And actually, it never goes away, because if you hold yourself to a standard, you'll always and should be in a state of discomfort and striving towards being more, while acknowledging, and this is where everybody fails, and this is where it took me 1.5 to 2 years to genuinely internalize this. We strive to attempt towards our standards of excellence. We do not strive to output or just to immediately achieve our standards of excellence, right? We strive to attempt, and that attempt, that effort, is where the joy and where the enjoy the process comes from, right? We strive to attempt, but we do not expect, okay? You do not expect to achieve your standards. The only expectation you have is to attempt to try and achieve your standards, while acknowledging your inevitable failures are signals to pay attention to in order to course correct over hundreds and thousands of repetitions and volume to get to the point where you have closed the gap slowly. But that gap if you care about constantly getting better, will never actually close. Therefore, that's why you enjoy the process, because you acknowledge that whatever gap and whatever standards you see now will remain. Like, the gap will remain, the standards will get higher, and you'll constantly just keep getting better at trying to, close that gap. And at this point, I've probably closed hundreds of gaps, right? But no, I haven't, because my standards have gotten 100 times higher. So I hope that makes sense, right? Mickey inspires! Anyways, let's rest our brains. That was very difficult. That was really good. That was a fucking struggle. And that took 50 minutes, right? Wonderful. That took a fuck ton of time. Exactly how it should, right? Because again, we are not building the ability to be good artists. We are building the ability to be good learners. And that is transferable across every domain, okay? If you're here at this video and you're some random from the future and you just happen to be at this point in the video, if you have something you want to learn, fucking document it. Show people whatever that thing is. That demystify. I would love for this channel to just be a huge, hey, check mark. You have permission to be shit, right? It's okay to show all the fucking ass drawings, every single fucking bit of it, because demystifying hard work is one of the best things anybody can do, right? And I could always work 10 times harder, and I truly believe everybody is capable of doing at the bare minimum what I'm doing, if not more, because I'm nobody special. I don't know why the videos always go to this. I must have a lot of insecurities. or maybe I just care so much, right? But either way, I'm trying to cover all bases with what people who believe as well as people who don't believe or are criticizing my content now or in the future will say, right? So people believe, yes, I truly care, which is the truth. People who don't believe, oh, well, I'm insecure, right? Therefore, it's going to be 5,000 hours of covering up my insecurities through sheer effort, right? So, I don't know. Is there anything else that people could shout at me for? I've already shouted out my own skin color. I've called out my own racism. What else? What else is there? My voice is grating to the ear, right? I'm hyper. What else? What other things? There's so much wrong with me. I'm just too handsome. Anyways, please rest your brains. Rest your brains. I'm trying to go down the I know that's always just jarring when I start talking after the rest, but yeah, I'm trying to fully embody the nigga higga route, right? Where he was just like, where he did like a Draw My Life years back, like 10 years back, right? Probably even 15. I don't fucking know. It's been a while. I think Draw My Life shit was 2013. That's when it was getting big. But he did damn, I wonder how much time this is gonna take me. But yeah, he did a Draw My Life thing, and he basically said like he was severely bullied for being Asian, right? And he's just like, the only way to get past it was to embrace it, right? So he just embraced all of his quote unquote faults, and he was like, yes, I am a ching chong ding dong, I am this, I am that, right? Blah blah blah, right? I am yellow, like all this shit. And people just stopped bullying him. So I'm trying to do that before this channel and for me. Be like, yes, I am abrasive, I am a shit talker, right? I do say a lot of jokes that are offensive and that people won't take to kindly, right? I am extremely good looking. Like, God, I just can't help it, like this is just who I am. What else? There's like quite a few things that are wrong with me, right? Quote unquote wrong with me, right? And I honestly think self-awareness is a good thing. Like, I know I have a lot of things to work on, and that's why I truly always believe myself to be a work in progress. But I'm telling you this to the hashtag original true Viggy famers, right? People who actually enjoy my content. I'm not changing myself, all right? Like, I assume you also watch and listen to me because you just like me being me, right? So I will not change my personality unless it earns me money. So, so unless a sponsor's like, you gotta stop with the swearing, man, you gotta stop with the racism. No, even that, I'll be like, go fuck yourself. Like, that's a non-negotiable. Not because I'm so held on to the idea of just being someone like this, but that's just who I am, And I won't change myself, right? Until absolute power corrupts absolutely. Watch me in 40 years. I'll be like, yo, guys, like, completely different individual. Somebody's gonna clip this in like 2050, be like, holy shit, he called it, he's changed, he's completely different, he doesn't even make the same jokes anymore. It's called growth. It's called reverting to baseline. It's called $10,000 in my pocket if I stop saying shit. It's simple, very simple. Anyways, I'm trying to think right now, but I can't because I'm too busy making jokes, right? And that's part of cognitive load as well. Trying to make jokes, trying to have a conversation with yourself because you're lonely and nobody else is here listening, right? But anyways, Okay, yeah, let's just try to draw something. Let's just try to visualize and spatially reason, right? I want to try something different. I always want to try something different, but I genuinely want to try something different to reinforce. So I want to start like super far away from the sphere this time around. And I really want to keep reinforcing to my brain that the things that I'm doing are, let's see, because like this angle that I've created, right? Originally, like when I create these angles, it's usually based off of this plane. Then this isn't the exact perspective, by the way, but like, you see, this is what I try to visualize at all times, right? So when I create an angle, if I create an angle like this, or if I create an angle like this, you see it's all based on these existing grid lines, right? But because this angle is actually way more intense, my brain does not have the current capabilities to create an appropriate angle. So one thing I have to think about is like, what can I do? You know, actually, wait, that's not bad. What the fuck? That's actually pretty good. Maybe I can do something like this, right? But again, like I don't see that box or that sphere as well. So this is just something that has to be experimented with. And again, like the reason I'm trying to start out so far away from the sphere is because I'm trying to prove to myself that I can constantly see, okay, I already fucked up the perspective. But yeah, either way, like I can constantly keep referring back to my original perspective, which is this sphere, right? Which is this sphere and the box inside of it and everything that is part of that, right? So here I'm reinforcing to myself that this is actually connected to the top part of the sphere, right? Because it's subtle and this is actually where the sphere is. But I do have the ability, as we all do, to constantly try to make sure that we are adhering to these standards. But that's what I'm trying to, like, does that make sense? I'm basically, the reason I'm starting out further away from the sphere itself is to reinforce the habit of every line I draw to be a reflection and a referral, right? An internal 3D spatial referral to the engine, the simulation that I'm trying to build, which is this fuckery, right? Every single line possible, right? So that is what I'm trying to do, is just constantly keep reinforcing that to myself. And if that sounds extremely difficult, it fucking is extremely difficult, because while I'm doing this, I'm also talking, right? And that is extremely difficult, right? And I think this is probably the best way to blend, I'm not gonna say best way, but this seems like a very good way. This definitely seems like a very good way of blending, yeah, this just seems like a very good way of blending that effort, that difficulty of like zooming in and zooming in onto the tiny details, but trying to also zoom out to what the overall thing is. If I keep trying to zoom out the overall thing to being, if I keep relating every zoomed in line I draw to the zoomed out spatial reasoning simulation that I'm trying to run, and then having that constantly, like every time I draw, I'd be like, it's basically going between creating the line and then zooming out and immediately reconstructing the sphere, and then this fuckery, the center lines, the ellipses, everything, right? I feel as if that would be a great way to reinforce my spatial reasoning. Does that make sense? But obviously, like, that doesn't mean I'm going to design anything impeccable like what you see right now, right? Like, it's not going to be anything crazy, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be anything absolutely crazy, right? But again, like now when I make a line, I really have to think about, I'm consistently reinforcing to myself, hey, think about the spatial reasoning, because that is, or like think about this little simulation that you're building, right? Because that is actually my referral point now, you know? And obviously my lines are still shit, and it's very difficult, and this is beautiful because it's actually very difficult, because that literally means every single line that I put down has to be referred to this overall zoomed out box, sphere, center lines fuckery that I'm building, right? Am I doing it accurately or perfectly? No, but am I trying to constantly remind myself while I do it? Absolutely, and that's what matters, right? The fact that I'm constantly trying to remind myself of it is actually the most important thing, right? Like, that's genuinely the most important thing. And let's see, that's the center line. So, there you go. Do something like this, and then I can have this connect like so, right? Again, like, what is this curve? This curve is this sphere, and then seeing that, like, oh shit, okay. Well, actually, no, it's like here. And then, yeah, seeing that, okay, well, if this is my side that I've created, right? And then this is my ellipse, then I need to project it outwards and have it like, really see that perfectly. Obviously, again, never the best example, but hopefully it makes sense. It's like I'm constantly now consistently, to the best of my ability, reinforcing this projection. And right now, like, I didn't even do it. I'll be completely honest. Like, right now, there was no projection because it's extremely difficult to visualize to this extent when you're already so zoomed in on these tiny details. But that's why, like, first we did the large details here, now we're going the opposite direction. Why? Because the goal for me is expert draftsmanship, which is the ability to draw anything from any angle at any point while always having a consistently internally realized and simulated 3D space that is complex and difficult, right? Like, that is what I am enamored by. And that's okay. I mean, that's not only is that not okay, I fucking think that's beautiful. The fact that humans, look at this, the fact that I can actually do this, is that not incredible? Like, I genuinely find it amazing that just through sheer effort, this can be achieved. Sheer effort, nothing else, just through sheer effort, right? Like, that means nobody is incapable. That genuinely means none of us are incapable. Is that not, like, I think that's one of the most beautiful things in the world. Is the fact that we're capable, especially with art. Again, I'm biased because I fucking love art and I come from trying to prove that anybody can draw. Like, of course there's gonna be bias, right? But I don't know. I'm just... Oh, I also lost the perspective completely, by the way. But I'm just incredibly enamored by the fact that anybody can achieve this level of skill. And by the way, not just this, but 100 times beyond this level of skill, right? I did my head like a really odd wave where I was like 100 times, right? My head was like fucking flopping back and forth. I don't know why I did that. I'm so passionate. But yeah, I genuinely think it's incredible. And the more incredible part is that anybody can achieve this. I genuinely believe that. But it comes with a huge caveat, which is not a caveat if you give a shit, which is, do you want to do it? Do you want to put this work in, right? Because I think I genuinely believe that vast majority of people, by the way, what I'm thinking about now is like I'm trying to keep the entire sphere in mind, but also calculate like where this starts, right? Because we do have this horizontal line inside the sphere, right? And I'm trying to also, now that I'm doing that, I'm trying to keep the box consistent. Also, this is like a different perspective. I'm pretty sure I fucked the perspective up. Yeah, I did. But I'm trying to keep the box consistent. I'm also trying to think in terms of like the contour, and I'm also trying to think about this top angle right here, right? But because this is slightly different, because like I'm still not making this angle correct. You see, I still am doing something way too drastic like that, evidenced by this, right? As you can see. But the point being, let's see. Yeah, like I actually fucked up quite a few things here. But actually, like, that line wasn't even supposed to be there, so that's just a complete mistake. So I just have to ignore this line, because this line is actually, this is just straight. But my own shitty line work in general made it seem as if it wasn't straight. So that's just a mistake, and we can ignore that. We can actually just do something like that, where it's like, oh yeah, it's actually a design. It's just part of the design, right? That actually makes it a lot easier, so like, I literally can't ignore it now. But I'm trying to think about that top angle, and like on the curve, the contour, the center lines, how this all attaches, because I want this to be centered, right? Because this is at the top part, but I cannot see the box, so I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna take a step back. I can't see anything, right? So I'm taking a step back. Okay, let's try again. Let's try again with what I've already reinforced, right? Let's try that again. Let's try that again. This is actually an obstruction right here. What I've done here, like, it's completely fucking with me, the diagonal, which is why, again, it's important to constantly do things in difficult perspectives and difficult angles. But now that I've established this a little bit better, I need to think about the sphere, and oh, this sphere is actually like pretty damn good. Like pretty damn good in the sense that like it's pretty fucking hard to visualize. I don't know why I said it's damn good, but yeah, this angle is what I'm trying to calculate right now. That seems relatively accurate. And again, right, it's all about trying to put it against the existing model that I'm creating, right? Which is, again, incredibly fucking difficult, right? So, and this line work is going to be subpar probably. Yep, it's subpar, but that's fine, right? Yeah, you see, like, it's completely off, but Yeah, see, like the angle is just completely off. But it's okay. I have made my peace with it because that is literally the mistake that I made because I can't see anything. Like, I literally cannot see anything. I literally cannot see anything. I want to be very clear, right? So, we simply try again and again and again and again, right? But yeah, I genuinely do, because what I'm trying to say, like earlier, is the fact that yes, anybody can achieve whatever this level of skill is, right? Whether you find it impressive, whether you're like, yeah, whatever, it's not a big deal. The point I'm making, clearly, like, if you don't find it a big deal, wonderful. That means you genuinely can achieve it. If you do find it a big deal, wonderful. That means you genuinely can achieve it, right? So, at the end of the day, the fact of the matter is you can achieve any level of skill that you want to, right? It just comes down to how much you're willing to acknowledge the work it takes, right? Which is, in vast majority of cases, a fuck ton of work. Again, it takes a fuck ton of work to be mediocre, right? It takes a fuck ton of work to be mediocre. Not even good, okay? Not even good, but just mediocre, right? So, like, I am mediocre, and if you do not think that, you must raise your standards, you know? Because I am mediocre, according to my standards. Does that mean I hate myself? Does that mean I think that I'm just not good ever? No, I'm good because I'm trying, right? So that's fine. And again, like, I'm fucking struggling a shit ton to see everything and to visualize and all that shit, right? Like, I'm genuinely struggling so fucking much right now. It's hilarious how much I'm struggling, right? But yeah, it takes a fuck ton of work to be mediocre. And that should actually be inspiring. That means, again, at the end of the day, what does it take? Just you trying. It just takes work. It just takes work. And there might be many people who think that just work is not worth it. And that's fine. You don't have to. I only ever address people who want to do it, but are blocked up. They're bricked up, some might even say, right? Oh, see, like, this is completely off. I don't know what the fuck I was doing here. I was trying to, like, get this proper and shit, but it doesn't even make sense. Okay, well, I guess I'm closing this off now. Because I made that mistake. And then what? Is it too far out? Well, let's just keep, because I completely lost the box. Right, I completely lost the box. And this sphere, I'm going to try to make sense. Right? But let's see, something like, let's just follow that perspective. And I have lost everything. I cannot see everything. I want to be very clear. Like, I literally cannot see anything. That's what I'm trying right now, really, really, really hard to. And this is gonna wrap around. Right? It's gonna wrap around. That's literally what it's doing, is it's wrapping around. See, I probably can't see this anymore. Like, I genuinely probably can't see this anymore. So, I don't know. I genuinely don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. Apart from just keep trying to see it. My brain is obviously just telling me to go fuck myself. Yeah, see, that's completely off. Like, it's because I've off-centered it too, I believe. I don't know what the huge mistake I made here is, but it's definitely a mistake. There's definitely something here that is just completely wrong, right? And again, that's because I can't see. And every line I make, I have to keep trying to reinforce my overall perspective. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Oh, I completely fucked that up. Look at that, completely fucked the perspective up. Either way, like, that's just all mistakes. Mistakes, line quality mistakes, everything mistakes, and I'm doodling, right? So, how long has it been? Oh, an hour and 8 minutes, that's not bad. But I completely could not see at all. So what happened here? So that's this. Okay, we brought it over. Oh, I see. This is diverging, I believe. These two, perhaps, diverging a little bit. What else is happening? This is too big, I believe. Something is just off here. And again, like, see, I don't know what that is yet. And as I continue to, oh shit, I shook the camera, fuck, I was scratching my head, and I just banged the tripod. But as I continue to get better, I will likely notice what that was, but for the time being, it is very difficult to understand what I did wrong, and that's fine. So if this is the center that I've obviously created, right, and this is my box, which I cannot see for the longest fucking time, right, that means, hold up, let me do something like this, because I need to calculate this, right? I'm just adding a shape here to make it seem a lot more interesting, I guess. And obviously I'm just trying to finish this design, right? And we'll just have it come out like so, and then we'll do something like that, right? Same thing on the other side. How does that look, actually? Oh yeah, it's like this. I think? That doesn't make sense. I don't know. My brain is not working. I'm trying to make sure all the lines that I draw are referenced accurately, but it is incredibly difficult to try and see everything. So, this is like completely fucked. But I hope it goes to show, like, this was decent, and here I could not see anything, right, at all. I will be back today, probably in a couple hours, because I think it's 6. I'm gonna go shower? 6:30, oh my goodness. But yeah, this is horrible, and that's not a bad thing. I don't mean in the sense like, oh wow, I'm horrible. No, like this, to my standards, is not that good. But that's because all of my drawings are quote-unquote not that good, right? But they're amazing because I'm just trying, and I really struggled to hold my working memory here, right? It just kept fading, about probably like 10% of the time. This was a lot better, maybe like 20 to 30, but this was like maybe 10% of the time I was actually able to see anything at all, right? So just constantly trying. I know there's a mistake here. It probably has something to do with me not calculating the center line correctly, and obviously making the adjacent shapes too large and not foreshortened correctly. There's some diverging going on. There's a lot of things that I'm sure are occurring, but for now, we're gonna say it's Gucci, right? I'm just gonna do this. That's my thumbnail, or maybe, because like I don't like it when my thumbnail's like this and I'm drawing, because that fucks with, it just looks off when there's this gap in my thumbnails. Not that my thumbnails are anything spectacular, but the text is hilarious. But I just end up talking about the same shit all the time. But that's what this is, again, what, you know, like is constantly in my mind when I'm drawing. Apart from me trying to explain and constantly remind people that like it's difficult, therefore it's worthwhile, and the effort is all that matters, and none of this is fucking talent, but just sheer directionally correct effort on the fundamentals, because the fundamentals are the correct things to work on, right? And you can learn to enjoy it. Again, this is all like, if you are someone who wants to be an excellent draftsman, or to be a really good at drawing, right, i.e. just a good fucking artist, right? These are the things we can do to train ourselves. First, we throw our ego aside, throw all your fucking ego aside, and say fundamentals are the biggest ROI, return on investment, to improving my art, right? Next thing, learn how to enjoy the fundamentals, which is what I've constantly been saying, right? Which is focus on the effort, focus on the errors, derive enjoyment from them, and just keep fucking going. Third, right? Because yes, I did in the beginning get caught in the fundamentals trap, right? But then Broken Draw, you'll notice, like last April, 2024 April, I spoke to him and he's like, bro, just start doing imagination drawings. Because I asked him for tips, like, what do you recommend? He's like, you just got to do it. And therefore, my Road to Kim Jong-il series and now my live streams are all imagination drawings, right? So that's the third thing I would add, is like, apply the fundamentals via imagination drawings and just do your fucking best. Everything I said applies, which is just you focus on the fundamentals, but you now try to do it in a creative manner through scene building, which is what's really opened up my abilities and my asshole. I just had to throw that in there along with some beads. Oh god, it's all so bad. It's all so bad. But anyways, and yes, there will likely be more things I discover and rediscover and realign, because it's a continuum, right? Like, there might be something in year 1 that I'm like, this is important, and then I didn't have the cognitive capacity to hold on to it, and now I'm like, this is important again, right? Because I can hold it in my mind and like I can do it properly, you know? Like this, I did fucking in my 500 sub Q&A, which was literally last summer. I was like, oh, I was trying to hold the box inside the sphere and all that shit. I was looking over that. I'm like, oh, I wonder. I was just looking, like, I wonder how I actually like seemed when I was looking at it, right? When I was watching that, because I'm like, How was I coming off across? Was I vigging it up? And I definitely was vigging it up, right? It's a verb now. Or is that an adjective? I don't fucking know. Person, place, or thing? Fuck if I know. But the point I'm trying to make is like, I talked about that then, and only now, for the past 2-3 months in 2026, am I able to be like, okay, this is like the extensive focus for our mind and our spatial reasoning, right? But TLDR, I genuinely believe everybody's capable of excellence, and I'm proving through hundreds and hundreds and thousands of hours in the future of effort that you're all bullshitting yourself if you think it's talent, when it's clearly just sheer hard work and fucking up and just reducing the margin of errors by having your standards so high that you're just you're constantly evaluating against. That's the key word. You're not comparing, you are evaluating, right? That puts you into understanding mode or curiosity mode, not fucking me versus whatever I'm comparing myself to mode, right? You're a reflection of your efforts, okay? You're a reflection of your efforts, not your output, but your input. What you focus on and how you try and how hard you try and how consistently you try is all you should ever derive any sort of self-satisfaction from. And if you cannot, or if you struggle with, it's not you cannot, it's you are simply not skilled enough to constantly respond to the external stimulus, which is your mind saying you are shit and you're comparing and whatever other fucking negative things, and to appropriately, consistently respond with, nope, it's the effort. Nope, it's the effort. Nope, I derive enjoyment from the effort and the errors. Nope, and just until it becomes your subconscious baseline, right? So once again, everyone is capable. It's not talent, and it's a beautiful thing it's not talent, because that means all of this was work, and it's work you're capable of. With that being said, it's the same shit as always. With that being said, right, continue on the path, my friend, right? We all got this. Reminders to me as well as to you, right? Let's just keep fucking going. Keep moving forward. Meet the Robinsons. Hashtag. And Attack on Titan. I love that crossover. Right? Even better than, what the fuck was it? What the fuck was it, like Barbie and some shit? Barbenheimer? Yeah, this is Attack on Robinsons or Shingeki no Robins. I don't fucking know. Anyways, as always, fuck you for watching. Keep drawing and please give me money. Thank you.